Las Vegas has set the over-under on the Washington Huskies schedule next season, over-under wins total. And, well, I think it might be a little low. I don't know what y'all think, but I mean, if you clicked on this video and you follow this page, you're probably a Husky fan and you're probably thinking like me, but I'm trying my best to be non-biased here. But 7.5 win total for next season. Could the Huskies win 8 games? Will they go to 7 games? Let's see. Let's break down the schedule. But I really do want to, before going into it, this is our first year in the Big Ten. It's going to be a tricky schedule. There's going to be a lot more travel. And we have a whole new team. And we all know, if you're watching this, I don't have to explain all that to you. But I do believe that our quarterback, Will Rogers, who is staying at Montlake, is actually a veteran quarterback, and he played in the SEC. So I don't think the Big Ten necessarily is going to be like a absolutely impossible task for him to navigate. So just keep that in mind. And I know a lot of people were going to wonder how much of our offense is going to take a step back. But it's going to be fine with Will Rogers. It's going to be great with Jonah Coleman. He and Cam Davis might be one of our best running back combinations in history of the university. It's like when we had Ahmed and Gaskins. Coleman was listed as Pro Football Focus as a top 10 running back in the country. So in general, like, there are so many things to look forward to. And I do believe the Huskies are going to be much better than we anticipate in the 7.5 wins. I want to go look at Mississippi State's schedule last year with their quarterback, who beat Arizona, by the way, 31-24. And we know Arizona with Jedd Fisch was a very good team last year before he came over here. In general, he put up, the only concern here is the game against LSU, he only put up 103 yards passing. The game versus Alabama, only 107 yards passing. And the game against Ole Miss, only 207 yards passing. And he was injured for the games against Arkansas, Auburn, Kentucky, Texas A&M, where the team put up a total, I'm not joking, 7 points in a win against Arkansas, then a loss. So Will Rogers was obviously important to the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Arizona, on the other hand, we went 10-3 last year with now our head coach, Jedd Fisch. Won some games in some very against good teams. They lost to an SEC team, Mississippi State. They lost to us, Washington, by 7. And they lost to USC by 2 in triple overtime. Those are all their losses in the season. So we have Will Rogers, who I think is going to be a good quarterback. We have Jedd Fisch, who I think is going to be a good head coach. And I think in general, we could, I really do believe this, could make some noise here. I'm not saying we're going to be competing like we were last year for a national championship. I think 7.5 might be low. So let's go through our schedule and see the games where I believe 7.5 wins. We play Weber State at home. There's a win. We're 1-0. Eastern Michigan at home. Once again, a team I think we should be able to take care of to be 2-0. We got Washington State, neutral field, Lumen Field. But come on. I mean, half of Husky Nation is going to be there. That would bring the Huskies record overall to 3-0 on the season. And that's before we enter conference play. And I know conference play is going to be much harder. But I don't believe the Huskies, the schedule kind of falls for us really well. Northwestern, not the best Big Ten team. Could we go 4-0? I really believe right there. We're now 4-0. We need to find 3 more wins. And by the way, momentum is a huge thing in college football. It really is. That's one thing you really got to take care of is your momentum. And let's just kind of look back at these teams that we're going to play football schedule. So let's see. In general, this team, like I said, is going to probably start off the season 4-0 because I really believe we're going to beat Northwestern at home. Would you be shocked if we took care of Northwestern at home? Absolutely not. I mean, Northwestern last year went 8-5, beat Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl. But having them at home, I think we can win. Then we play at Rutgers. Okay. Rutgers, I know, has been a kind of a joke team overall, but they did go 7-6 last year. Fuck. I got to give us the win at Rutgers. So I think we're going to go 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. And then we got Michigan at home. Michigan is not going to be the same Michigan team it was last year. No J.J. McCarthy, no Jim Harbaugh, and it's at Husky Stadium. I mean, should I do it? Should I give us a win? I'm going to give us a loss. Okay, I'm just going to be very non-biased here and give us a loss. We're 5-1. Then we go to Iowa. Fucking tough place to play. They can't score points, but they fucking are tough. Let's give us a loss. 5-2. Indiana, at Indiana. God, like I want to give us a win at Indiana to go 6-2 on the season. And I'm going to give us the win at Indiana. 6-2. They were 3-9 last year. USC at home. I'm going to give us the win. We're now 7-2. We need to win one game out of our last 3, which is the toughest part of our schedule. We go at Penn State, and I'm planning on being at that game. I'm going to give us a loss, 7-3. UCLA just lost their head coach, by the way. They're going to be a definite, much easier game at home. 8-5, right? Is that 8-5? Let's see this again. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 7-3. 7-3. UCLA, give us the win. And remember, you have to remember one thing that's very important here when you look at these things. This is not counting a bowl game that we're going to play later. So we're 7-3. At Penn State loss, 7-4. UCLA win, 8-4. Or at Oregon, fucking hate this team so much. But look, we're going to be playing at Oregon. They're going to be really, I think, better than us next year. I'm going to give them the win. So that puts us, am I counting something wrong? 8-5 on the season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8-4 on the season. Plus a bowl game, which you can go win. That's 9 wins. I think 7.5 is a very fair number, but it's a number that the Huskies should cover on the season. Because we could upset one of those teams, like Iowa, at Penn State, at Oregon. Like one of those games could turn out to be a win. The Michigan game is going to be tough, but their team is not the same. So overall, yeah, Jetfish might be able to work with 8 wins in his first season, possibly get to 9 wins. And that, my friends, would be a great start to the Jetfish era at the University of Washington. So what do you guys think? Go ahead, put them in the comments. 7.5 wins over under. What do you think will be the final win total for the Washington Huskies next season? Remember, the bowl game also counts. So if they get 7 wins, get to a bowl game and win a bowl game, that's 8 wins, and they still cover that 7.5. My name is George Arjour, or George on Tap. This is part of the Seattle on Tap network. We've now moved our channels. We got Seattle on Tap is for the Seattle Seahawks, Mariners on Tap for the Mariners, and here Huskies on Tap for the Washington Huskies. So make sure you like and subscribe if you want more Huskies content. I know it's a little slower time of the year right now without football and the basketball team not being nearly as fun as we'd hope the basketball team would be, because Mike Hopkins is still the head coach somehow, even though it seems like a cool guy, but definitely not a good guy to be the head coach of the Washington Huskies. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.